Alright, so we gotta open some packs. Reavers. Alright, welcome. This is M-Dog, and we're gonna open up some packs for the new expansion. We've got 55, but we can do better than that. Let's, how much gold do we have? Yeah, we can get 25 more packs. Let's go ahead and load up here. And we will try to, and it'll probably be like the curve of me talking as we open packs. We'll start off like with the most talking, and by the end I'll probably hardly be talking. This is actually an exhausting part of a new expansion for me, is just like the initial packs that you open and trying to figure out like, okay, what do I have? All right, so we got 81 packs. We were, you're so excited. We were aiming for 80, and because we were able to complete a couple of those quests that came out today with the release of the expansion, we ended up with 81. So I'm pretty excited about that. Looks like our first pack is pretty boring here. Let's see if anything stands out to us. Okay, so we have the Priest Spellstone. Resurrect 2 different friendly minions, cast 4 spells to upgrade. So if you have a spell-heavy Priest, you can upgrade this and resurrect minions. It's kind of like, with Priest especially, with the Kazakus, a lot of times you're going for resurrect. So I don't know. There's probably a way to work that. I don't feel like that's super overpowered or anything, but there's probably a way to work that into a, can you say big priest? I mean, there's probably a couple of different archetypes that might work in. I'm not sure it's like a meta defining card or anything, but pretty good. And then anything else here? Summon a 1/2 ooze with taunt. Recruit a minion, it costs 4 or less. So this is the new recruit. Summon a minion from your deck, the new recruit mechanic. I'm not like over excited about that. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out though. For each enemy minion, gain 2 armor. I don't know. It seems okay. All right, let's keep going. Like I said, we'll move faster and faster as we go through. Probably only stop when. Whoa. Second pack looks a little bit like a legendary. All right, so I like this new spell for hunters. One of the things that I've had my eye on from the little bit that I've seen is I do want to try a spell heavy hunter deck. And when you go spell heavy with hunter, if you get that new card, and I don't remember what it's called, hopefully we'll get to it, but you almost have to go 100% spells, right? Because the one card is much better if you don't have any minions in your deck. So we'll see if that's really a thing. But all right, let's check out. I don't think any of these other minions are really like the Jailer for Paladin. Add 3 silver hand recruits to your hand. If you're playing a buff your hand kind of deck with Paladin, that could be a thing. Let's see what this legendary is. Okay, I think it's rigged. All right, when we first opened up our EU account, and because when I first got on today, like, you know, an hour and 15 minutes ago or so, we first logged in on the EU account, and I was like, why do I only have 3 packs? Oh, I'm on my wrong account. And so we did the first dungeon run, like just the first like part of the dungeon run, so that we could get that quest done, which gives you another pack. So we had like 4 packs to open. I opened up this same legendary, Twig of the World Tree. Is there something like with the numbers that forces you to get this as your first? I mean, not that forces you, but is there a much higher? I don't know. It's just weird because it was like pack number 1 or 2 with that as well. I don't think this card is that broken. I think it's okay. It's another way for like a 1-turn like super ramp with Druid, but you're gonna want to play it before you play something else that kills your weapon. You don't want to wait till turn 6. Well, it'd actually be turn 9. Like, it's not gonna be as meaningful by turn 9. But anyway, I don't know. That's interesting. There's our first legendary. Oops, didn't mean to click that. All right, looks like a golden common. Whenever you cast a spell, gain armor equal to its cost. If there's gonna be like a control mage, you know, a turn 7 Arcane Artificer into Blizzard, like that's where that comes in. I have not seen this card. Taunt Battle Call, deal 2 damage. Another card that does damage to your hero. It's got good stats, but not, you know, it's okay. The thing you've got to watch is this now goes into the mix of demons you can summon on all of the discover and get random demons things. So I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but all right. Here's the Warlock Spellstone. This is a Warlock themed deck. Deal 3 damage to a minion and take damage from your cards to upgrade. So if you play this upgrades, I guess, 1 time. Every time you take damage, it upgrades. So pretty easy to upgrade that. That's interesting. When an enemy attacks your hero, summon a 3-cost minion as a new target. If there's going to be a spell-heavy hunter deck, this secret might find room. You might find room for it in your deck. We'll see. Secret Hunter, is that secret strong enough to replace the other secrets that are in a Secret Hunter deck? I don't know. That's something that you're gonna have to do some exploring. What is this new worm? Summon 7/1/1 grubs when it dies. And it's a 7/7. Okay. Shifting Scroll. I think this will be in almost every mage deck. Maybe not almost every, but it's going to be in a lot of mage decks. I think this is a fun card, and it's also, with so much spell synergy in mage this expansion, I think that's a great card. But it's common, so I mean, it is what it is. So it'll be in a lot of decks. For Rogue, we've got draw a weapon from your deck. So it only has 1 health, but if weapon synergy is important in your Rogue deck, that's interesting. When a friend, this is Rogue's secret. Rogues finally have secrets, which, how did Rogues not have, how did Rogues not have secrets before? All right, Reaver says, I got a legendary on my second pack open. It was odd. Drock says, I'm livid. This is why I just took a exam for my customer marketing class that goes over chapters 1 through 8. Covered chapter 9 to 11. Wow. Yeah, that stinks. Which legendary was it, Reavers? Just curious. All right, so here's our rare. Murmuring Elemental. So Elemental Shaman. It's going to be interesting to see how that shapes up, if it shapes up at all. Your next battle cry this turn triggers twice. So this costs 2, so you got to think about battle cries and Shaman. What turn would you be able to play it after you play a 2-mana card? So that's something to look at. Because you have a lot of those battle cry cards in Evolved Shaman anyway. Toothy Chest. So if it lives, it goes to a 4/4 and it's a 3. I don't think that's that good. Too many things could happen to it, right? It's interesting though. Paladin, end of your turn, restore 3 health to your hero. So Control Paladin. I mean, every expansion, the Control Paladin is there, right? And it just changes. This may find a place in there if you're going to have a healing Control Paladin, I guess. You know, if you're healing your hero does something to you, which I think the Spellstone might be affected by that in Paladin. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. And here is this. Oh, Cave Hydra, by the way. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to try this in Priest decks. If it's not good now, which I think it'll be good now, but if it's not like top tier now, as cards start getting taken out and Priest decks have to change some in next year, I think Duskbreaker is going to be, even now I think it's going to be really good, but I think it's just going to get better. Cave Hydra is interesting though. We saw on the preliminary stream that Blizzard did, it can get buffed up, and when it's doing damage to multiple minions, that can get pretty powerful. 6 of those 12 minutes was spent ranting to Reaver said it was the Hunter's Bow. Okay, all right. Well, second pack legendary for the win. All right, so our rare this time is Seeping Oozling. Gain the death rattle of a random minion in your deck. So this doesn't feel that good to me. I mean, the death rattle minions would have to be pricey ones for this to be like Karn and up, right? I mean, I guess if it had card draw, like, are you hating life to have a 5/4 that gives you card draw with death rattle? I don't know. It's not going to get N'Zoth though, right? Or maybe if it does have the death rattle written on it when it dies, would it be N'Zoth? That's an interesting question. I'm not sure. Let's see what our epic is. Swap the attack and health of all other minions. Wow. Wow. I don't know. Again, this expansion to me, there's a lot going on, and some of it is I haven't seen all the cards, but it kind of makes my head hurt thinking about, like, okay, where are things headed with this expansion? So this is good. I mean, destroy a friendly minion. Sometimes in Warlock especially, that's important. But you're restoring 8 health to your hero. Warlock always benefits from healing. Wandering Monster again. That's our second one of those. Crushing Walls. Destroy your opponent's left and right minions. Is that good for 7? I don't know. It's again, like, is Control Hunter really a thing? Is it yet a thing? Even if it is that find a place? I don't know. Potion of Heroism, Paladin card. Give a minion Divine Shield and draw a card. That's really strong. I think that'll find place at spots for sure. Our rare is Kobold Barbarian. Attack a random enemy. Start of your turn. So it's got good stats for 3. I don't know. What kind of warrior deck is this? Is this like an aggro? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Kobold warrior. Alright, we've got an epic and a rare. That's poisonous. Recruit a minion. This seems like a pretty bad card. Anything that costs 6 mana. Like how expensive of minions would you have to for this to even approach being a good card, right? Am I misreading that? I don't think that's a good card. I could be wrong. Carnivorous Cube. Destroy a friendly minion. Death Rattle, summon 2 copies of it. Huh. Delayed tempo? I guess it depends on how much silences are in this meta. That's interesting. I mean, what if you did that to a Karn, right? If a Karn lived... There's our second shifting scroll. And our rare is Dragonsmith. Reduce the cost of a random weapon in your hand. So we played with this in our first dungeon run. I'm like, I'm enjoying opening packs, and I hope we get a lot of good cards. I can't wait to play another class. I can't wait to play another class in doing our second dungeon run. So here's our second one of these. Let's see what our rare is. Give your minions death, or I'll summon a random basic totem. Interesting. All right, here we go. Number 2. And it's a meme card. All right, Temporis. I think that I can see a day if this card gets enough support where this could be a good card. I'm not sure. I think it might just get you killed too much right now, but why does it have to be gold? And you know what that means, though? It means that I can disenchant this card and pick whatever legendary I want to craft this expansion. Golden Temporis. Wow. Yeah, I simple want it? Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, give a minion +2/+2, gains a bonus effect in your hand. So here's an unidentified elixir for Priest. Our third shifting scroll. Sleepy Dragon, 4/12 taunt. So another dragon. You can discover this dragon with Historian. So if you're just needing a huge taunt, I mean, if they don't have single target removal, that is a ton of health to get through. All right, we got the Warlock Spellstone. Deal 3 damage to a minion. So this is our second one of those. You simply want it, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see what people do with Tempora to see if it really, like, even this expansion can be a legitimate card. Dragon Slayer, deal 6 damage to a dragon for 3. So if whoa! An anti-dragon card. I didn't know about this card. Let me think about that for a second. 5/5 with Divine Shield, costs 1 less for each silver hand recruit you control. Deals 6 damage to a dragon. It's a decently statted card, and if your opponent is playing dragons, it is so OP, right? Right? 6 damage for 3 mana, and you get a 4/3. So how many dragons? Like, is that Blizzard saying Dragon synergy might be really strong this expansion, or in the next year it's going to be really, I don't know. Right? That's interesting. You're playing a lot of Pally? I can't wait to see what Pally architects there are from this expansion. Alright, so here's an Overload card. That's important, right? The Overload for Shaman this expansion is important. There's another Sleepy Dragon. Second one of those, second Duskbreaker. I'm wanting to try Duskbreaker. I feel like Duskbreaker is going to be pretty good, and it's only going to get better, right? Shimmering Courser. Only you can target this with spells and hero powers. Okay, so you can still target it, but other people can't. With spells and hero powers. End of your turn, summon a random 1-cost minion. So it's a 1/2. Terrible stats, but you're going to get a 1-cost minion. So it's got the stats of a 1-cost minion. It's got the stats of a 1-cost minion. And then it gives you a 1-cost minion, but it's not going to survive. It only has 2 health. That doesn't seem that good. I'm trying to think of like where does that get played? Like it doesn't get played in Evolve, right? Ooh. How many legendaries is this? That lion, it's a terrible card. Yeah, it didn't look too good. Is this number 3? I need to go count. I don't want to lose track. I think it's number 3 though. Shrieking Shroom again. So that is 3. All right, we'll just say it's 3 then. A Geosculptor Yip. At the end of your turn, summon a random minion with cost equal to your armor up to 10. Okay, so you play this with a lot of armor. So even on turn 10, you can only use a 2-mana cost card to get armor. So Control Warrior, obviously. What gives you... How much armor can you get with 2 mana? I hope... Warrior needs help. I've not really enjoyed many of the Warrior decks that I've tried to put together or played net decked. Alright, so here's the Hunter Spellstone. Summon 2 3/3 wolves. Okay, so you could have this in secret. I mean, it's not that uncommon to get 3 secrets in pretty quick, right? So you've got 5 mana for 9 stats, 3 3/3 wolves. That seems okay. And wait, I guess it depends on how it upgrades. It may even be better than that. But anyway, that seems like that might be legitimate. There's an Ironwood Golem we can disenchant. Another Dragon Slayer. You don't think it's a great card? You can gain 10 with 2 mana. Okay, so if you can gain 10 armor with 2 mana... Oh, that's that new card that, from last expansion that... What's that called? That lowers the cost of your opponent's minions, right? And so, Ironhide. Alright, let's open this pack and let me go look at that. Alright, so what was that? 8 mana, you get a 4/8. So basically for 10 mana, you get a 4/8, 10 armor, and a 10 drop, which is going to probably be like a, what? Giant? An 8/8 giant, or a... I mean, it's going to be a good minion, but... So, I don't know. There's that Crystal Lion again. So to control something means it's on your board, not in your hand. Yeah, that's pretty weak, isn't it? Oh, I didn't see that hoarding, whatever it was. It was a dragon, wasn't it? I need to go look that up. Okay, there's the golden version of that with the shadow sneaking up. All right, let's look and see. Bring It On. Is that the card? All right. Yeah, there it is. Bring it on. Gain 10 armor. So bring it on. Reduce cost of your minions. Your opponent's hands by 2. Bring it on, and then into that. So for 10 mana, you get a 10 mana cost random card plus your 4/8. I don't know. That doesn't seem that good. It's okay. Also wanted to check out, what was that card we just got? This. Hoarding Dragon. Give your opponent 2 coins. So really good stats. But there's some opponents you don't want to give 2 cards to, right? I mean 2 coins to. You could force them to, you could mill them though, right? I mean, you could overdraw them by giving them 2 coins. The problem is you're not in control of it. It's got Death Rattle. All right, here's a thick. There's the Mage Spellstone. I'm excited about that. I think Mage just looks fun. I'm not sure how good. Look at this Mage pack. I'm not sure how good it's going to be, but I think it's going to be really good. I think Mage is going to be at the top of the list, somewhere in the top 2 or 3 classes for the early part of this expansion anyway. I just think there's so much good synergy from what I've seen of the cards. Add 1 random mage spell to your hand with elementals, right? So we're encouraging elementals. Leyline is an elemental. If you're holding any cards that didn't start in your deck, reduce their cost by 2. So I like some of that synergy. Mage just looks kind of fun to me. Yeah. Sneaky Devil is new, right? Twilight's Call. Summon 1/1 copies of 2 friendly Death Rattle minions that died this game. Wow. Can you play... Death Rattle Priest might be interesting. It'd have to be like a one-off, right? Like a Kazakus, Nazoth. I don't know. We've tried that before, and it's okay. I wonder if there'll be enough support that'll make it more legitimate. I mean, 2 1/1 copies of like, what? Karn and... What's another one you would want? Even Draw. I don't know. I mean, that could be fun to think about. A couple of rares here. The Hunter one again. A 3rd Crystal Lion. All right, Blizzard. Can I just say we've gotten enough Crystal Lions? Can I put that out there for you? Okay. Our rare is the Kobold Monk. That's interesting. Summon random 1-cost minion for your opponent. I don't like that. And maybe I'm not thinking of it right, but so you get a 2/3 for 1, which is amazing, right? But you're going to give them a 1/1. So what you're really getting is a 2/2 if they simply just attack back into it. So a 2/2 for 1 is pretty good, but then they also are either going to have their turn 1 or turn 2. They could buff that 1-cost random minion you've given them. I don't know. I'm not sure. Ooh, there's an elemental. We're going to have to really look at the elemental list if I'm going to really explore this elemental mage. See the updated elemental list. A Golden Gibberer. After this minion attacks a hero, add a copy of it to your hand. Hold on. What is that good in? To get multiple 1-cost 1/1s? Is that like where you're buffing your minions in your hand? Is that the thing that makes the most sense with that? But it's got to be able to attack the other hero. That, I don't know. That feels a little bit like Fantasyland. Okay. For the most part, stuff we've already seen. Oh, we got. I gotta start looking at it. All right, Scorpomatic. Destroy a minion with 1 or less attack. It's a mech. I haven't thought about mechs in a while. Gain 5 armor. Gain a bonus attack effect in your hand. I don't understand these unidentifieds. I think you choose one of like. Maybe there's 4 options and you get a choice of 3. I don't remember how it works. All right, Raven Familiar. Let's talk about this for a second. It's a mage beast, but it reveals a spell in each deck. If yours costs more, draw it. So it's card draw. It's 2/2, slightly sub-average stats for 2 mana. But if you're playing heavy spells, like a control mage, in a lot of matchups, you're going to get card draw out of it. So 2/2 with card draw? I can feel it. It's not guaranteed card draw, and it's going to be a spell. It's going to be most likely a high mana cost spell on average. Gravel Snout Knight. Summon a random 1-cost minion for your opponent. Cost 0 if you cast a spell that costs 5 or more this turn, and it's an elemental. Our second candle shot. Possess Lackey. Death Rattle. Recruit a demon. So recruit again means bring out of your deck. You don't have a choice. So our 3rd or 4th Shifting Scroll. Our 4th or 5th Sleeping Dragon. Shrieking Shroom. We're going to have a lot to dust. I can feel it. Give your minions Death Rattle. We've seen that one before. They're bringing back some totem synergy for shamans, aren't they? Alright. Rare for Rogue. Draw 2 minions from your deck if you combo it. Okay, it's a 3/2. Horrid stats. But you draw 2 cards. How much mana is that worth? Draw 2 is worth a good bit of mana. All right, here's a Death Rattle Priest. Add a coin to your hand. That is scary. Coins are good for Highlander. So, what does that take the place of in Highlander? Is it good enough to take the place? I don't know. Call to Arms. Recruit 3 minions that cost 2 or less for Paladin. So aggro Paladin. Explosive Runes. That's a, what, Mage Secret? I should have looked at that. I'm sorry. We'll go check it out real quick. So here's the Rogue Spellstone. Again, Death Rattle, and I like Death Rattle. I mean, Death Rattle is one of my favorite types of decks in Hearthstone. But this past expansion, I never felt like Death Rattle Rogue quite was supported enough to be playable. But it was fun, but it wasn't really playable. Destroy one random enemy minion. Okay, so if you don't upgrade it, 5 mana is a lot to destroy 1 random enemy minion, right? Like, that doesn't compare. I mean, Assassinate is 5 mana, correct? And that you choose what you destroy. So you want to at least upgrade that once. You have to play 3 Death Rattle cards to upgrade. Does it go to 2 or 3? These are the questions I don't know the answer to. You're so excited for Rogue? I think that's a decent card. Yeah. Well, if you can play Death Rattle Rogue, I'll be super excited. All right, there's a golden version of that priest card. Unidentified Maul. Paladin weapon. Gains a bonus effect in your hand. Yeah, this is one of those where you get to choose out of 3 or 4 things, and it's going to affect... Do you get to choose, or is it random? Anyway, it's going to affect your... I think the minions on board, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to look at it. I don't remember how it works. I think that card is okay. I think 2 attack hurts it a little bit when it's cost 3 mana, but I think it's okay. If you're flooding the board, then that card probably looks pretty good at that point. All right, we had 2 rares here. Nothing new though. All right, we've gone a while without a legendary. Now we do have rare and epic here. This is the Warlock Spellstone. A golden epic. Bladed Gauntlet. Has attack equal to your armor. Can't attack heroes. So that's not a battle cry effect. That's an ongoing effect. So as your armor goes up and down, it changes the attack of this. But it's only attacking heroes. So control warrior. Return one of your destroyed weapons to your hand? We're gonna get the rare first. It's the Gibberer again. I'm definitely feeling disenchanting that golden Gibberer. Another Hoarding Dragon. I feel like we've seen most of the commons now. Or, I mean, we're just getting so many repeats. There's that Rogue Spellstone. And I really like the Leyline Manipulator. Two rares again. First one is Kobold Illusionist. Death Rattle. Summon a 1/1 copy of a minion from your hand. That's weird, because the other one is kind of wanting you to play cheap Death Rattles to upgrade. Not necessarily. Depends on how well you can control, I guess. But that one's wanting you to play meaningful Death Rattles. There's the Hunter Spellstone. Secret Hunter Spellstone. Second Unidentified Maul. Unstable Evolution. Transform a friendly minion into one that costs 1 or more. Repeatable this turn. So if you have 10 mana and like 4 minions on board, you just keep casting that thing till you get what you want. It's fun. That's a fun thing to try in ooh, 2 epics in Evolve Shaman. Speaking of Shaman, if you control all 4 basic totems, summon Alakir. It's too situational, right? Yeah, we've seen that one. Lots of flanking strikes. Lots of Crystal Lions. Oh, Corrosive Sludge. Destroy your opponent's weapon. There's the Warlock Spellstone. Are we going to see lots of weapons this meta? I mean, I think initially we will, because people will try them. I don't think some of the weapons are that good. If you control no other minions, gain Taunt and Divine Shield. That seems... I bet that'll be playable. 3. You think we're going to have a lot of weapons? So if you're playing a control deck, having something to destroy weapons... There's a Golden Dragon Slayer. It's not that impressive of a golden card. Some of the goldens look amazing. Scorpomatic and Unstable Evolution again. Oh, there we finally hit it. Alright. Okay, so this is the secret I was wanting to look at a minute ago, but we got our second one, so we don't have to go find it. So Mage Secret. After your opponent plays a minion, deal 6 damage to it and any excess to their hero. I really like this card for Control Mage. I think it's probably playable. I don't know. I think it is. Or at least discoverable. I don't think you're going to be upset if you discover this secret. Let's put it that way. This is our second Druid element, legendary. And from what I've seen of Druid this expansion, like it doesn't make... I think Druid will still be strong because it's so strong already, but it's not making me want to play Druid, but... This card looks pretty pretty boring. I mean, it's just like... It's not that good, right? 5 mana, so... It's good when, I mean, it's like if you combo this when you're getting that extra 10 mana, when you can refresh your mana crystals, then you could do something with it, like kind of big druidish. But I don't know. You wanted that one too? Well, I wish I could trade it to you. I think Big Druid is going to still be a thing. And I think Jade Druid will still be a thing. I don't think Druid has gotten anything. I don't think it's made it. I think Priest is going to be even better than it was before. I think Druid will still just be really, really good. I could be wrong. I mean, we'll see. People always are so creative in building decks, and so we'll see. But when I looked at the Druid list of what I remember of it, I remember thinking like, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Still looks good. You envy me? So we're at 4 now. I haven't gotten a legendary yet that I was like, oh, I just can't wait to go play that card. But, you know, once I start looking at the decks, I might feel differently. I think we've had Cursed Disciple, but I haven't seen this common as much. Death Rattle summon a 5/1 Revenant. Yeah, we're getting a lot of repeats now, aren't we? Even on the rares. I'm sure we haven't gotten all the rares yet, but we're just seeing a lot of repeats. Greedy Sprite, gain an empty mana crystal. Another way to ramp. Only has 1 health, but it's another ramp card. Ramping seems to be good. Seems to be a good thing for Druids. I think they'll keep ramping. Here's a 3rd or 4th Leyline Manipulator. If we could get 1 more legendary and have 5 in our opening packs, like that would be, I would be really thankful for that. Like even getting 4, like you just never know. Shaman. This is the first one with these we've gotten, isn't it? Summon a copy of friendly minion when you've overload, and overloads what upgrades it. Another priest card. If you're holding a dragon, swap this minion's attack with another minion. Dragon Priest, one of my favorites. A golden druid spell zone. Again, this might be our first. This might be our first. Ooh, it only costs 1 mana. Gain 3 armor to upgrade. Interesting. There's a lot of ways druids can gain armor, even just using their hero button, right? Their hero ability. But a lot of the ways that druids can gain armor, you typically choose not to gain armor. See, I was right. The deeper we get into it, the less I'll talk. It really wears me out opening packs after a while. I don't know why, it's always been this way. So, have we seen Silver Vanguard? Death Rattle, recruit an 8-cost minion. Oh, gosh. The stats are so bad. Here's the Warrior Spellstone. To me, this Warrior Spellstone is like maybe the most boring out of all the Spellstones. Because it just summons a 5/5 or a 7/7 or 10. I don't know what the other stats are, but like they're not special. They're not taunt. They don't do anything. It's just kind of boring, but I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, if you don't upgrade it, 5/5 for 7 mana, it's pretty terrible. So you're going to want to upgrade it if you're playing it. Alright, another Leyland. Another Bladed Gauntlet. Oh, the things will disenchant. The things we will dust. Moss Binder. Okay, wait. Hold on. It's a 1/1, but it transforms a friendly minion into a 6/6 elemental. Huh. Void Ripper. Swap the attack and health of all other minions. That card just scares me. That card just kind of... the sweet sounds of a legendary. Alright. Number 5 is... So we get another Hunter Spellstone. Number 5 is... Come on, Reaver's Roar. Let's get excited about something here. A good legendary. That's what we needed to try this spell Hunter, right? I don't know if it's any good, but that was the important piece. So this weapon says if your deck has no minions, fill your hand with Hunter spells. It's just a fun card. I don't know if it'll end up being good. I don't know if that deck will end up being good. But it's got that like RNG part, but it also is just going to be good. Like Hunter spells tend to be okay, right? Like there's not a ton of really lame Hunter spells. All right, Paladin Spellstone. That's the one you got? Oh yeah, that's right. That was in your pack number 2. Have you tried it yet? Like in my head, I want to see what that deck would look like. So we're playing with house money, I feel like. We got 5 legendaries out of 80 packs. I feel like that's pretty good. One of them was golden, so we can transform that to any legendary we want. Or just keep the meme priest legendary Temporis. Alright. Cheat Death. That's pretty cool. When a friendly minion dies, return it to your hand. It costs 2 less. Would you do that with Kelsith? Let's say you drew Kelsith on turn 4 and had Cheat Death in your hand. You didn't have a Shadow Step. You play Kelsith and cheat Death. I don't know. So situational. This card probably wouldn't be in a Kelsith deck to begin with, I wouldn't think. There's another Gilded Gargoyle. I missed one there. Uh-oh. At least we got an epic. Epic. To my side. There we go. Oh, I forgot we need these. We need another to my side in our last 5 packs. Or we might have to craft it if we're really going to try that Hunter deck. This is a pretty important card. If your deck has no minions, this summons 2 animal companions. It's terrible if you're only summoning 1 animal companion, right? You could never play this if you have minions. Spend all your armor, deal that much damage to all minions. Only costs 3 mana. I mean, that might work in Control Warrior. Golden Candle Shot. I don't love the art on that. Kind of weird. I mean, it makes sense with kobolds, but... Look at the 2 crystal lions in one pack. They love that crystal lion. They want me to play it. I'm not gonna play it. I may play it. Another unidentified mall. We're gonna have a good bit of dust, I feel like. Alright. So 5 legendaries. So let's see what our last epic is. Branching paths. Choose twice. Draw a card. Give your minions +1 attack, gain 6 armor. Is that better in maybe like a token druid? I don't know. Okay. So before we wrap up this just opening pack video, let's look at something real quick just out of curiosity. Let's sort by only kobolds. And let's go to crafting. So in other words, we're going to see how many cards do we not have from the expansion. 1, 2 druids. I'm assuming druid is probably the one we did the best on, right? We only don't have 2 cards from druid. All right, let's check hunter. Oh, you know what? I say that we may not have 2. Yeah, that's not true, because we don't have 2 of... Well, 1 epic, so technically 3 druid cards. Okay, we don't have 3 of hunter. So is that the same as druid? 1, 2. Oh, we didn't get this. That's weird. 3. Actually, hunter's even better, but we are missing the legendary. The Beast Hunter Legendary, which seems pretty good. I don't know. Alright. We didn't get Deck of Wonders at all, which is just a fun card. Probably not that good of a card, but fun. Dragon's Fury is pretty good, like in the control type mage deck that I'm wanting to try. That might be worth including. We only got 1 of these. That's interesting. We got 7. So we're missing a bunch out of mage. We didn't get either of the legendaries. I don't know that I'm going to necessarily craft a Lunith, but I have a feeling I will probably craft this, if, just because I want to try it. It looks like we also, so out of 80 packs, we got, what, 5 legendaries and 1,500 dust. So basically 6 legendaries-ish. All right, Paladin. 1, we're missing 1. 9 of those. We only got 1 spell, so that's 2. And we didn't get this. Cast each spell you cast on your minions this game on this one. Is that good? I don't know. Valenier, we got to play with in the dungeon run, and it was pretty good in our deck for the dungeon run, at least. Although the dungeon is pretty broken with some of those passives you pick up. But, I mean, that was pretty good. All right. We didn't get Dragon Soul. I don't think Dragon Soul looks that good, though. We only got 1 Acolyte. 1 Twilight's Call, so we're missing 2 of those. We didn't get Psychic Scream, which does look good, I think. I think that's a good card. And then, of course, we got a big old Temporis. Is the artwork cool on this? Yeah. Ooh, we did not get a lot of Rogue. What is this legendary? After friendly minion dies, add a 1/1 copy of it to your hand. It costs 1. So this, I'm assuming this has to be out. And if a friendly minion dies, like one of your Vile Spines or any of your combo cards, like that could be interesting. Shadow Dancer could be interesting. Shuffle this into your deck if with Death Rattle. It keeps any enchantments. Kingsbane. After your hero takes damage, become immune this turn. So you can only take damage from one thing a turn. For that turn. Wait. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how that would work. Is it the turn you're playing? So you got to force your hero to take damage, and then you could hit something huge with a weapon and not take that damage. I don't know. Yeah, so we didn't get a lot of rogue stuff. There's definitely some stuff missing, although most of it's not expensive. Were there any legendary? Oh, yeah, except for this legendary. All right. Looks like Shaman, page 1, we did really well. Oh, wait, we're missing one Stormcaller, which I'm not super excited about Stormcaller. All right, return your other minions to your hand. They cost 1. Wow. We only got 1 Spellstone, and we didn't get their weapon. After your hero attacks, discover a spell and cast it with random targets. Yeah, I don't know. Warlock. Destroy all minions, discard your hand. So this, like, isn't that quest Warlock, basically? This weapon might be pretty good. This weapon might be pretty good for Warlock. And then we didn't get the legendary Wren. Add the first seal to your hand. That's terrible though, right? Like that's that thing that costs so much mana. You got to go through all the seals to win the game. I don't know. All right, so we only got 1 Reckless Fury. Definitely missing some stuff on Warrior, but we did get the 1 legendary. It's not very good though. Woe Cleaver, recruit a minion. Yeah, and then we'll quickly turn through these. Let's see what we're missing. Okay, there's a legendary neutral. Choose a friendly minion, add a golden copy of it to your hand. It's interesting. What is that good with? I don't even know. The darkness starts dormant. Shuffle 3 candles into the enemy deck. When drawn, this awakens. Wow. A 2020? Okay, we didn't get a rare here. A couple epics were missing. Alright, swap decks with your opponent. Give them a ransom spell to swap back. Wait. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Recruit a 1, 2, and 3 attack minion. Okay. That's just a really bad stat line for 9 mana. At the end of turn, recruit a dragon. Dragon Hatcher. It's a fun card, but I'm not sure if that's any good. Alright, and that's it. Alright, so. You know, I say we got 1,500 dust. We actually got more than that because of like, we got some duplicate Goldens and some other things. So, pretty good. Like, I feel pretty good about the packs we were able to open. So that's pretty cool. All right, this will wrap up this part of the YouTube video. And I think what we're going to do next here on the stream is I think I want to dig a little bit more into the dungeon run, the new game type, before we start banging our head against the can we build any good decks for ladder? Because dungeon run is just fun, right? I'm just really enjoying the idea of that. We've done one run, got to the last boss. Let's see if we can duplicate that or even do better. We'll start trying different classes. Paladin was really fun though. I thought Paladin was really, really strong. All right. So we are gonna send